Hey, a very good morning, everyone, and a warm welcome to another one of my morning mantras. Please forgive a bit of the nasal voice, thanks to rains in Gurgaon and the associated proliferation of bugs and viruses and bacteria, right? But like today is a beautiful August morning. The sun and clouds are having a romance, and it's quite nice today morning, right? And a bit of a breeze blowing. It almost feels like the beautiful city of Bangalore. Yeah. Hey, so today, I just thought it's been a while. I mean, it's been actually a year and a half or 2 years since I published my book Accelerated Digital Transformation. I was quite excited when the publisher Kogan Page recently told me that there is a Arabic version coming up. I think it's already released in UAE, so I've told them to send me a copy because that kind of really stokes me, having my book published in 2 languages globally, right? But one of the innovations, because as I kind of described before, this book was a bit of a journey of trying to be creative, innovation, doing anything that I wanted without any constraints. Yeah. So one of the, and the whole idea was that this mantra that kept coming into my mind was that the act of writing a book on disruption should disrupt the writing of the book. Yeah, I don't know, that kept coming in. The writing of the book on disruption should disrupt the writing of the book. So I then said, okay, what is the most profound disruption, especially in business model disruption, that has occurred in my lifetime? And of course, for me, that is a platform business model, right? Where you really don't build anything. You provide a AI-driven orchestration on which suppliers and customers can interact and add value to each other, and you extract a price, from that interaction, right? So I said, okay, how about a part of my book being treated like a platform? So that's when I came up with these 6 honeycomb archetypes, right? 6 folks globally. My favorite one being Professor Stuart Evans from Carnegie Mellon in the US in Silicon Valley, who contributed chapters to my book, right? And then, thanks to my daughter, we concluded the book with something called the honeycomb hacks. So the honeycomb hacks then had 3 sections. One was a section at that time, a long time back, written by a bot. Yeah. Then there was a section which was written by the author, which is me. And then there was a section of the learnings. Hacks were basically concluding the summary, the learning, which was from the platform part of the book, right? Which these 6 network connections of mine had contributed to the book, right? So today I thought, let me read a few interesting ones, right? So the first one, one of the 6, I had not attributed each hack to a particular archetype or a particular, kind of co-author. So I don't know who it is, but let me just read one out, right? So one of the learnings was, I wonder how much of a burning platform must be out there before executives' pants catch fire. Yeah. So if you have read the book, you realize that the first part is about creating. There's inertia in large enterprises. So how do you create the momentum for change or for transformation? And typically this is deemed as, or we talk in terms of the burning platform. But in one of the conversations with one of the 6 folks, I thought this was quite interesting. That how long should executives wait for a burning platform till they actually kick off the transformation? I must say, over the years that I've kind of experienced this across Dubai and India, I felt you don't need your pants to be on fire now. I think there's a general view that we need to move on with transformation. And if we thought we had transformed enough, now there is a whole wave of agentic AI which is causing the next big change across all aspects of enterprises, right? So it's quite interesting what's going to happen there, right? Then I think this one I also quite enjoy, the experience, because remember this whole thing about not just product but service, but finally experience, right? Everybody's craving for an experience. But then something very simple mantra which says the experience fructifies when the promise is fulfilled, right? So what a simple but beautiful point that, there is a promise that you make to your customers. And we talk about all these fancy words, but just fulfilling that promise is kind of a foundation for building great experiences. So just concentrate on that and make sure, that the experiences or the promises you make actually come alive, right? In the eyes of the customer. I mean, there was a whole debate on AI. Yeah, I think one of my US friends here said, jobs won't disappear, but occupations will, right? So, it's been fascinating to watch this space. I mean, this book is now 2-year-old, right? So, I mean, so right? I mean, there are whole set of occupations which are probably going to be getting impacted with AI. But then there is a whole new slew of jobs which are coming up, right? Who would have heard of prompt engineering as a profession just a few years back, right? So I think, jobs will continue, but some occupations will go through that churn, right? Let me see if I can... I think this is another good one because a lot of D2C brands are built in India, and we do a lot of shopping. I thought this was interesting. Shopping is both a cognitive and an emotional experience, right? So, the challenge, I guess, in e-commerce of all aspects, right? E-commerce has been, how do you bring back that emotion into the shopping experience, right? Because a screen is a screen is a screen. I mean, it looks quite unemotional, if I may say so, right? So I think the e-commerce company which cracks that would build a real deeper experience and a deeper connect with their customers, right? Yeah, and I think maybe the last one, which we used to call them legacy companies, but perhaps humble incumbents is a better name. But to become a disruptor, legacy companies need to straddle both worlds, right? So I think there was one of my 6 archetypes had this whole view of straddling, the two dimensions, the current and the future together. Keep legacy business going and at the same time launch new ones, right? I think there was a great book written called Doing Both. Yeah, and I quite align with this view that, disruptor mindset is about straddling almost simultaneously, not almost, I mean simultaneously both worlds, right? Yeah. So here I can go on and on. I mean, there are at least 30-40 hacks across these 3 categories. But I thought I'd share some of this honeycomb hacks with you from my book, The Accelerated Digital Transformation, and wish you a great day ahead. Thank you very much for listening to my mantras. As August sunsets and with the beautiful month of September dawns, I wish you all the very best. Cherry.